Hey everyone, this is Kayla. Welcome to Kayla Divine Channel, and this is a twin flame energy forecast update. It will be timeless, but definitely guided to look into the energies and see each different aspect, the feminine aspect and the masculine aspect, and then look at the union energies. Even though they are one. So this can be viewed as within, so without, but also as without, so within. So never disregarding one or the other, but realizing that it is everything and all at the same time, even though time is an illusion, but in this time-space reality. Beautiful. So if you do resonate with this reading, like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below what did resonate. And if you'd like to book a personal session with me, please send me an email at KaylaDivineChannel@gmail.com. And we'll set something up. And alright, so let's get right into it. I'm a little bit nervous. So right away when I started tuning in, there was this nervousness energy of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna come forward. I'm ready to speak my truth. Here I am. Like, will I be received? And there's this energy of excitement and inner child, like there is this innocence about the desire. It's of purity. It's I love you, I want to be with you, we are together, we are one. But there's this soul recognition that's happening between the inner feminine and masculine, and they're really working together already. So that's just tuning into the energies all on its own. So let's go ahead and get some cards and see. So Spirit, can we please have a core energy card for the feminine and then the masculine, one for each, please? Feminine, 10 of Pentacles. Hell yeah, dude. 10 of Pentacles. So you're living in your abundance right now. This is you. You are, this, whoever's watching this, because you have an inner feminine, inner masculine, right? But you can also view this as an incarnate as well. And it is safe to do that. And just Spirit really wants to emphasize that feminines, you are living in this 10 of Pentacles. You are aware that everything that has been in your heart, everything that you've been aware of, it's like there's this confidence and trust in the divine that's happening within you. And because of that, you're really drawing in and manifesting this 10 of Pentacles energy, even though it's already in front of your eyes. And that's why it's manifesting so fast. And it's even hard for me to catch my breath. So I almost feel like it's such a fast movement, but it's also, feminines, I am hearing that a shift in perception or dropping into the heart continuously, that's what's alchemizing any doubts that are coming up. But in totality, you're aware that like you are heaven on earth, you are spirit, you are love, you are the divine, and you're feeling so confident within that. So that's beautiful. Start to the reading. So let's look at the masculine energies, the core energy for the masculine. And we have the 9 of Swords. So the masculine energy is moving through these different layers of veils, or has already and is already on the other side of it, since it's a number 9. Alright, Spirit, so let's get a clarifier for the 9 of Swords. What do you mean by the 9 of Swords for the masculine energy? This is in regards to the connection as well. Okay, so we got the 10 of Swords, and then we got the King of Cups. So the masculine energy is feeling, there is a slight harshness about it that's happening with these energies. Because we got the 9 of Swords, the suppression, but then look what's driving it. It's like the masculine as well is like, I am so grateful, I'm so happy, I have this love, I'm receiving this love is in me, all around me, I am the love. And like that energy is sort of, it's moving through, it's created this the release of this block around the head, this box, this distortion. That's why the 10's here, and then the 9, these are both completion numbers. So Spirit's saying that the masculine energies, if you're tuning into this, are actually feeling like releasing a lot of guilt. And this is kind of a weird message. It may not resonate with everyone. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. I did tune into the collective before I tapped into this reading, so there are probably multiple messages and stories, I guess, coming through. But really for the majority of you, it's like the masculine is still moving through this, or they've completed this cycle and they've forgiven themselves as well. So But it's so beautiful because the masculine energy is in this King of Cups, like so unbelievably grateful and happy, and feeling like I'm almost like I made it, like I made it to the finish line, even though, you know, in the heart center it's always been there. There has been this perception or distortion around the journey, or having to get this far to make it here, and this is the prize, I won the prize, things like that. So the masculine is having, for the most part, this sense of gratitude, but weaving in and out of the thought forms that have been released already. It's almost like energy residue. Alright, cool. So let's look at Spirit. How are we going to read these energies? This is very much a guided reading. I didn't know I was going to do one. So let's see. So the feminine, let's move into... her energies independently, so we're not going to actually box them in or label them. We're going to continue to pull cards for the feminine and then the masculine. So feminine, Ace of Swords, baby. So the divine is coming through and channeling through you, and it's cutting through all the distortions, and it's manifesting in all the relationships in your lives, feminines. And that's actually because you guys are connected telepathically. So whether you're physically together or not, or you've met yet or you haven't, there's still this energy of working together in the ether around releasing these distortions. So you may feel a very large pull to the mental body of existence here, because there's so much being cleared in the ether because it's already been cleared. Okay, let me rephrase that. There's not so much to be clear. It's the awareness of what has already been cleared, right? It's the awareness that you're already in the Ten of Pentacles. That's why feminines are in this Ace of Swords. The divine is working through her so much. And the masculine is receiving all of that, and he's also giving back as the protector. And the masculine energy is very much in this sacred, firm energy, but with love and respect. And that's actually quite a shift from, I guess, a distorted view of masculine energy, but it is very much in its sacred energy. So that's, oh cool, look at this. So we got the Queen of Swords in the masculines, in the masculine space here for his energies, or her energies, whatever you resonate with. So the feminine is actually very much, it's like the feminine is in the masculine's mental body, because of all the telepathic communication, but the masculine is actually very much in his feminine swords energy as well, because he's actually cutting through, you know, all of the distortions and speaking truth into existence, actually, I'm hearing. So whatever his physical location is, or the group of people that he's around, as this stuff's coming up, I'm seeing this person share it with others almost immediately. So let's look into the feminine as well. Move back into the feminine. Wow, look at this. We got the Two of Cups, guys. The feminine is so in love. She's like, that's my masculine. I'm so grateful and filled with love and grace. And yeah, and there's this beautiful healing that's taking place. This 12 chakra activation, the 12 strands of DNA, the abilities, the telepathic abilities, being able to astral project, remote view, hear things at all layers. And then moving through all those layers of awareness out of something that you can't even talk about. So that's what the feminine's experiencing, and she is aware that there's these abilities that are waking up. And yeah, so this, okay, this is cool. This came out in the general, because I actually pulled this for myself earlier, but it was actually like this. So Spirit's guiding me to do it like this, because I was meant to share it. So Spirit's saying that the wait is over. Also, that the perceived wait, which was never actually true, but the distortion around waiting and all of that is released 110%. And there's this clarity that's coming through, that's cutting through the poverty, lack, separation consciousness, and the confusion and around, or doubts around any connections that you feel guided with your heart. So when you drop away from everything else and really look at the true essence of something, it's like, what do you really see? And then that's always your true answer. So masculine, please, for the collective. Okay, so the masculine is releasing a lot of inner conflict. I see the masculine energies reviewing a lot of behaviors and feeling, it's almost like this, being able to look outside but look back in time and look at the outside perspective of everyone's feelings and how everyone was feeling. And the masculine is releasing any conflicted energies around the connection as well, disagreements, things like that. So the masculine is also very much in this Chariot energy. He, I say he, but you all know what I'm talking about, for lack of a better term. This is a language of the heart. The masculine is so much in the heart center awareness that it's just cutting through those distortions, and it's healing the heart, and it has healed the heart. So that's a lot of what these Nine of Swords are. I'm hearing regret, or like behavior stuff, or like this punishment reward system are being released, the dominant submissive pattern being released. Now this is the masculine energy within you and the incarnate as well, or just the incarnate, or just, you know, perhaps it's not, you know, each physical vessel does bring in their own energies, not their own, the ones they inherited, right? So not everything is a mirror, but most things are. But there are a lot of things that are not as well, so please be aware of that. The masculine's actually becoming aware of that, is that why I brought it up, that there are certain things that the awareness is being brought to, and he's feeling this longing, this pull for this desire, for this image, this vision that's in the heart. So the masculine's receiving this huge vision of the heart, something that feminines actually haven't. There's an awareness there, but it's not actually fully, not as much as a masculine. So if there's ever any doubt there, please release that. Yeah, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So what this is saying is that the masculine is, let's see here. So this energy right here, so there's a lot of past relationship patterns that are also being released, and that's why this card came out in reverse. And there's this lack of trust that has been released around the masculine energies. And then there's this longing, this pull, which is really, it's actually what's creating the abilities, not creating, but activating the abilities, because that pull is so strong. Let's see what timelines are merging in with this one. Spirit, for the collective, what timelines are being merged in with this one as of right now? Unrequited love. So for some of you in past lives or future lives, or whatever timelines are merging in, the reason why these trust things came up was because there were times, or were timelines in the past where either you or the other person couldn't give that love back. And now what I'm hearing is that it was more so a relationship of like, it was like a king and a queen, and then the relationship with the twin flame was with somebody like of a lower stature in that way. So that's why this unrequited love card came out, which is a beautiful timeline. So let's continue to look into that. So what other timelines are emerging with this one right now for the ones tuning in? So other timelines of twins were together, or like other timelines within each being that are coming up to be merged in. Knighthood and farm. Yeah, so the other person was either a knight, was probably a knight, and it was around land. So that's so cool. Wow, okay. So the patterns around being cold-hearted, things like that actually come from this timeline right here. So let's also see what other timelines, Spirit, for the ones tuning in, are merging with this. What other timelines are merging? So there was timelines of war and battle and fears of abandonment, fear of loss, things like that. Really the true original fear is the fear of separation, that we're separate from God, because we're not. We're all God. We're all one with God. There's no separation. You are God. But at the same time, it's not the self that's God. It's the light within all beings and all things and everything and every single thing. The divine in me is talking to the divine in you always. So this fear of loss within war, and the fear of loss and fear of abandonment came up. Greek-Roman timelines being merged in. There are timelines when you had a baby, food and hunger. So perhaps in that timeline, I am hearing that if you had a child in a past life or a future life, and that soul of that child that passed at a young age, that soul is being brought in now for you as well. So if you were thinking that you were meant to have a baby with this person, or that in the future, because there's this beautiful mission with twin flames, and it really, yes, it's a story, and yes, you can't latch onto it, and all those things are true, but there's something so beautiful about the awareness of the heart that's like, and that's where the feminine is right now. She's just like, I know what's in my heart. I'm aware. I feel this. I don't doubt anything ever, because I love God. I am God. We are all God, and everything is so beautiful and perfect. And that energy alchemizes everything else, right? I mean, how can it not? It's so beautiful. And oh my goodness gracious. I was writing earlier, and I wrote down drunk in love, because being in love with the divine, loving God, being with your divinity, feeling the true essence of who you are, like that is the real truth here. And that's what this whole thing's all about. All right, cool. So let's have one mermaid oracle card for the feminine, one for the masculine. All right, one for the feminine, please. Get you all up right, I'm hearing. Okay, feminine. So we have time out, awareness, contemplation, solitude, time alone, and one for the masculine, please. One for the masculine in regards to the connection and overall energy. One for the masculine, please. Okay. One mermaid card for the masculines, please. Alright, homeland. Arrival, a journey ends, establishment building settled. Wow, that's powerful. So let's move this up so you can see the cards. Cool. So for the feminines, I think that's number 26, 36, and 44. When this card comes forth to be you for a time, it is your time to consider what you truly think, feel, believe, and know by having some time alone without humans. Specifically, as you can never be truly alone, the experience of your life has always given you deep wisdom. It is time to strip away sophistications and contradictions and go right down to the heart and marrow of what it is you have learned in this lifetime so far. And that will be found in the deep quiet of the shoreline on no human shore. It could be a great time for you to become quieter, more of a listener to your own thoughts, to observe how you react, what you respond to, and discover how to proclaim your individual soul amongst all that is. If we understand that we are cared for, that we are loved, that we are children of this planet and of the stars, the need for fighting to ensure our survival may no longer take place. We each have a responsibility to each other, yet we must maintain our own sovereignty. Wow. So this is really just encouraging you all to take time alone. So if you are spending a lot of time alone, if you're taking care of yourself, if you're letting things roll off your back, yes, keep doing that for as long as you're guided to, because you're replenishing your energy, you're fueling, you're connecting with God, and you saw the feminine energy is in the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, come on, the 2 of Cups. I mean, the timeout is necessary, guys. And it's so beautiful because that's how all those abilities are being activated. So if you're spending time away from your partner, or if you're physically not together for some reason, well, this is serving a beautiful purpose here. So for the masculines, so immediately what I got here was that the masculines feel like they've arrived, right? That they've like, yes, I've like I said, it's such a weird energy, but it's like this feeling of I've won. But it's the light that's one. It's the heart that's one. There is wisdom in the homelands. There is part of you that belongs there, and part of you that needs to reconnect at a deep level. Traditions or ancient practices or simple things like recipes, ways of doing daily activities will come to you now. So this is all about him bringing this into the physical reality. Incorporate them into your life, and there will be a deep sense of being home, wherever you are, because all the parts of your own self are within you, acknowledged, known, and expressed in healthy ways. So the masculine's feeling very much at home because, with that Queen of Swords energy that came through, it's like there's this beautiful union energy within each being. Regardless of what's going on physically, this is beyond anything of the world. It's the way of God, the way of spirit, something new, something different, something that we can't even describe, and we try to, but it's a good stepping stone. Find a place you can call home, settle somewhere for a time. So the masculine's thinking about home. He's thinking about the future, actually. Commitments, you're part of it. It is a part of you, and you cannot separate from it without separating from part of your own soul. So the masculine's realizing that everything that he's ever wanted is right in front of his eyes, and he's feeling extremely grateful and feeling like ready to go for it. So wow, that was a beautiful reading. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment. This was so amazing. And for personal sessions, KaylaDivineChannel at gmail.com. I love you all so much. Peace, much love, and namaste.